I am at a bit of a loss for words in regards to the news of the passing of Gangsta Boo. When I make these videos, I write a giant list of artists and ideas and people or things that I want to cover, and then I hope to knock them out one by one with a video. And I was currently writing about Sean Price. Had an idea for the next video to be about Sade, and then number 3 in line would be Gangsta Boo. I had a conversation recently, about a month ago. My friend asked me who my favorite female rapper would be of all time, and I said either Gangsta Boo or Le Chat. And then I get the news. My friend texts me saying Gangsta Boo died. And I felt like I needed to put everything else on pause, idea-wise, and just talk about her because of the influence that she's had and the life that she's had, and the importance of what she's done to the rap game. So I thought, put everything else aside, let's just talk about Gangsta Boo, the Queen of Memphis.
I'm bringing heat to haters, maybe it's the fire in me. What you be jealous, Mrs. Ma'am, you always looking at me. I'm Gangsta Boo, laid back, never buying your baby. In a Mercedes, it's 380, Coco pass it to ladies, so I can spray these lames off, trying to take my position. We be the hypnotized minds, got it sold like stitches. I'm cutting up like some scissors, better X to 36 or X10.
Born Lola Mitchell in 1979 in the Whitehaven area of Memphis, Gangsta Boo's rap career would start earlier than most cats trying to get in the game. Growing up, she wrote poetry, and the poems that she wrote, she would give them to her father. By seeing her love for the lyricism, her father bought her a keyboard and a karaoke machine. Good dad. Boo stated she was a talent show rapper at school as a kid. She would call people from her school and rap on their answering machines. She ended up calling Lord Infamous's number and left Tim voicemails of her spitting lyrics. By no surprise, Infamous relayed this to his uncle and co-founder of Six Mafia, djpaul, that this Gangsta Boo chick could rap. They invited her to the studio, and the rest is history. She made her first appearances on a solo track, Chifa de Rifa, in 1994, and Six Mafia's debut album, Mystic Styles, in 1995. She was only 14. Think about that shit. She was only 14, 15 years old, rapping on Six Mafia's debut album, and she already sounded like a veteran. You couldn't tell that she was just some little kid rapping. It was good. It was like, fuck, I didn't know that. 1995 would be the year that Six Mafia was officially formed, as Crunchy Black was the last member to join alongside Gangsta Boo, Juicy J, Lord Infamous, Koopsta, and djpaul. The release of Mystic Styles would gain the group recognition and respect within the southern rap scene, with The Summer being the first song to hit the radio. Six Mafia wouldn't just dominate the Dirty South, but they would achieve mainstream success from the mid-90s and early 2000s, birthing and influencing the sound of so many rappers and producers today. Not only did they win an Oscar, but they helped bring the southern rap scene to attention of the country, when everyone else's attention was merely focused on the West and the East Coast. With albums like The End and songs like Sippin' on Some Scissorp, the group was reaching success other artists from Memphis didn't reach. Gangsta Boo appeared on 6 of the group's albums, including When the Smoke Clears, released in 2000, which is now certified platinum. The original triplet flow, the aggression, the distinct voice, and confidence exuding from her spirit made her stand out even in a group as deep as Six Mafia. Unlike a lot of female artists, especially in the last decade, Gangsta Boo didn't seem to use female anatomy or sexual references to try to help her gain success in her raps. Always thought that was sick, especially being one of the first female MCs. There was no too much sexual innuendo or too much references to, body, sex bullshit that's so just repetitive these days. She was just like a legit hardcore rapper. Fucking sick. In an interview, she stated, "I'm different from all the female rappers out there. I'm not using sex to sell. I use my lyrics and skills." She recently did an interview with Billboard, and she was asked what was the hardest lesson she had to learn in the music industry and what advice she would give to the younger ladies who want to get their foot in the door. She responded, "Man, take your time, be different, and be original. Don't burn yourself out, and don't let people play you. I'd say don't get lost in the sauce. Money ain't gonna have me doing something I can't look in the mirror and be proud of. And you don't have to be a porn star either. Be an MC. I like that different shit. Everybody doesn't have to have a viral moment or be trendy, because when that trend goes away, when that viral moment goes away, then what?" Facts. This is why I put her and fellow Memphis rapper Le Chat in the best female rapper category.
I was one of the rappers that I never felt like I had to show my body to make it,
Though the Mafia's run was successful, there were differences just like there is in any rock group or rock band. She departed from the group in 2001. That same year, she spoke to MTV in an interview stating, "There's no problem. Sometimes people grow apart. Basically, that's what it is. There's no drama, no beef. It's still the same. I just kind of grew apart, and I'm not doing things that they're doing. I'm not cursing in my music no more. We just grew apart like a marriage."
I just decided to leave the group. I don't know why. We were supposed to do Jenny Jones, and I didn't show up. It was for my album, actually. But so when I left at that young age, when all this success was happening after me, because we were successful in general.
Right.
But as I think back, it was like we was just popular as fuck. Them niggas got famous.
Right.
They went to Oscar.
Nah, they went to Hollywood. Literally Hollywood.
So I didn't see
Right.
adventures in Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah, because I was just in my own mental space, and I had felt I was wronged a few times.
In the same interview, she revealed why she wanted to remove the gangsta from her name. "I wasn't living the gangsta lifestyle, so I wanted to lose the name," she said. "Everybody was always telling me that it didn't fit me anyways. I was young, I grew up, and I matured, so I decided to go with Lady Boo, since I say Lady Boo in my raps anyway. That was kind of like my code name." It seemed as if she matured and grew rapidly since from the early 90s when she started, or mid 90s to the early 2000s. Because you have to remember, she was 14 when she started, and 3 Mafia put out hella music, and from 1995 to whatever the early 2000s, 2001, they already dropped 4 albums. Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked yet, but it seemed like she was maturing very fast, and you could tell that she was destined to rap, but she didn't always have to be in a group per se. By the time she left 3 Mafia in 2001, her solo career was already well established. Released in '98 prior to leaving, her debut solo album, Inquiring Minds, reached number 15 on Billboard's R&B and hip hop chart. Production was done by both djpaul and Juicy J. The single Where Them Dollars At was a surprise hit that helped push the album high on the rankings. But even just the intro and the title track were bumping. You can tell she didn't need features from a bunch of other dudes to sound hard. She sounded fine just on her own. A couple years later, she released her second solo album, Both Worlds Star 69, which did even better than the latter, ranking number 8 on the Billboard R&B and hip hop charts and number 46 on the Billboard 200. Some personal favorites off that album would be Love Don't Live, because it's kind of like a different switch up from the hard, funky, crunky shit. And then, what's that other song? Victim of Your Own Shit. That song's so hard because you could just hear the confidence in her voice and her energy. It actually, she can persuade you when she says she's a pioneer in the rap game, especially for females. Just her spitting bars and not using too many or any references regarding her body, unlike so many female rappers today. You would be persuaded that she really is a pioneer in the game. Not only should she be considered a pioneer for being the female counterpart in one of the most influential rap groups ever, but also because of her longevity. The fact that she was 14 when she started and was still relevant up until her death is what is so impressive about her. She never fell off. She was well sought out after, for years and years, doing interviews, releasing multiple mixtapes, and featuring on songs with Eminem, Yellow Wolf, and Run the Jewels, performing at festivals such as Coachella with Killer Mike and LP. She also reunited with the Mafia 6, the reborn version of 3 Mafia, just not including Juicy J, in 2013, but the group was short-lived after Lord Infamous died in December of that year. The influence on modern rap music from Boo, 3 Mafia, and Memphis in general is so fucking deep that the city and the pioneers of that scene deserve all the flowers in this world. And just a disclaimer, when I say that Memphis and 3 Mafia are influential, it's an understatement, and I just wanted to put it out there that whole triplet flow that you hear so many times in songs these days, no, it's not the Migos flow. I just saw some video, some dude, some YouTube rap coach calls it the Migos flow. I just overheard some kids talking about it. The Migos flow, that triplet shit, that's the Migos. It's not the fucking Migos flow. It's Memphis, all right? That's a Memphis thing, and I just wanted to put it out there for anyone watching that it is strictly a Memphis thing. They were basically the first ones to do that in the early 90s. Just thought I'd put it out there. The influence is there, and Gangsta Boo pioneered and paved the way for a new generation of female rappers. In a recent interview with Megan Thee Stallion, the Houston native stated, "There's still work to be done in terms of equality in hip-hop, but it's come a long way, and we have to thank the queens that paved the way for my generation. There's no Megan Thee Stallion without Salt and Peppa, Queen Latifah, Trina, Gangsta Boo, Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim, and so many others." It's true, these ladies all paved the way for their own individual styles. Gangsta Boo stated, I just want to be respected. When it's all said and done, I want to be remembered as Gangsta Boo from 3 Mafia, the first lady of 3 Mafia, the first lady of crunk music, the first lady who brought a platinum plaque back to Memphis, the first lady who brought a gold plaque back to Memphis. I have to admit, respectfully and humbly, that I am the blueprint. I hear my cadence in a lot of men and female rappers, she said. I used to run away from it. I didn't want to even give myself flowers because I've been so low-key and humble, but I'm on some fuck that shit. It's time to claim what's mine. I'm one of the main bitches, and it feels fun to still be able to look good and be relevant in a place where I don't have this $1 million machine behind me, and I have all my natural body parts. No shade to the ones that don't, but it just feels great to stand in yourself and look in the mirror and be like, wow, you did that. She seemed to be in this rebirth state, keeping her name alive and staying relevant enough to be asked to collaborate on songs by modern, I guess, radio mainstream rappers such as that Lotto chick. Lotto, an up-and-coming female artist who has been making a name for herself, asked Boo to provide ad-libs and a hook for her new song, Fuck the Club Up, a play on 3 Mafia's Tear the Club Up. This was December 2022, less than a month ago, and it brought back her name in the hip-hop conversation. In just the last month, she went from 40,000 monthly listeners on Spotify to well over 1 million. She still seems so full of life, and less than 24 hours before she was found dead, she posted to her Instagram a recap of her 2022 and seemed extremely excited for 2023. Not to mention, she was just working on an album called The Blueprint, was coming off a few great interviews this year such as Drink Champs, and was ready to keep prospering into the new year. On New Year's Eve, Gangsta Boo was attending a concert with her brother, in which he ended up being hospitalized due to an apparent drug overdose. He recovered. However, in the early morning hours of January 1st, Gangsta Boo was found unresponsive on her porch. It is reported that she had fentanyl-laced drugs on her. I'm recording this on January 2nd, so the information is still developing and fresh. But if true, that's just one more fatality from this fentanyl shit. 3 Mafia was known to party. All of them got down with the get down. Lord Infamous and Coopsta being dead for some time, it's unfortunate to report this, knowing there's only a few members left now. I'm not one to judge. I understand the party scene. Been there, done that kind of thing. But especially these days with this fentanyl shit, every time you try and mess around, you're playing Russian roulette with your life. It's unfortunate that Gangsta Boo died. I think really when it comes down to it, her, like I said, her and LeChat are like really like the definition of raw MCs. MC Light, you know, there's many of them out there for sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna not name a bunch because I don't want to forget any. But I always thought, in my opinion, because this is off the cuff, this is subjective, I always thought that she was really just like the rawest MC. And when she says things like she doesn't use her body to sell music and sell herself and talk about sex and things like that, it is refreshing because I see, unfortunately, a lot of, I guess, female artists feel the need to do that, which I think is bullshit. You don't need to sell yourself like that. Just be a good artist, be a good MC, and that's what Gangsta Boo was to me. All those 3 albums, she appeared on the first 6, I think, yeah, and she was a presence, like a force of nature when she rapped. Like every time she rapped, it wasn't like you want to skip over it or like skip to the next verse or wait for Lord Infamous to come in really fast. It's like, no, you want to hear what she has to say. She demanded attention, and that's what I really liked about her. She seemed like a really cool chick too, but just a staple in the industry. 3 Mafia was, in my opinion, they're the most influential rap group of all time, and to be a girl in that group, especially at such a young age, starting at such a young age, like she kept up with all of them, and they seemed to be very protective over her. I know her and Juicy J had a falling out, but she just was, like I said, a force of nature, and it's just a sad, like I try to separate myself from a lot of these celebrities or artists, and I don't try to get involved or like get obsessed when I make videos. I just study them. I pick and choose the artists I actually like because I like to talk about shit that I like and I've actually listened to my whole life, and I try to separate myself from, you know, personal lives and shit like that, not some obsessive fan shit. But when I heard the news about her, that one hit me different. I was like, whoa, that's a sad one. So I just want to say rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. My condolences are sent to her and her family and the fans in Memphis. She really is like a legit, everyone says legend or this, like, yeah, like she's a legend. like a real staple for the females in the rap game. And I'm not some Meg Thee Stallion fan or shit like that, but when you hear someone as famous as her stating Gangsta Boo is like one of the ones that paved the way, like I totally agree. And those first 6 Mafia albums and her solo shit, it's fucking good. It's good music. She's a raw rapper, and it's a bummer that 6 Mafia is becoming very minimal in regards to how many members are left. djpaul, Juicy J, Crunchy Black. I know Project Pat's still around. I mean, they were so deep, but like the core founding members of that group, it's basically 3 left. So rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. And I hope you enjoyed.
Gangsta Boo, give me a drop.
Huh? Hey, yo, peep this, kid. It's Gangsta Boo. Buy my album in March. The New World Order. That's what it is. The New World Order. Unrehearsed, baby. From me only. 666.
Okay, and Profit.